we will further proceed our mechanism of the food, digestion of the food. Okay, we had discussed about the ingestion and digestion only. Next step is the absorption of food. What is the meaning of absorption of food? Absorption of food means when your digestive system is convert your complex food substances into the simplest food form, like carbohydrate into glucose, fat into fatty acid, right? Similarly, various kind of vitamins and salt which are present, minerals or salt present in your food is also absorbed in the blood capillaries or lymph also, right? So absorption of food, it means simply when digestion of food takes place in the intestine, then intestinal mucosa absorb these foods and pass these foods into the blood or lymph region where the requirement, for example, lymph has requirement of various nutrients, for example salt, vitamins, ions, these are absorbed by the lymph, and blood absorb the glucose, water, salt, minerals, vitamins, these are absorbed in the blood, right? There are two different methods of absorption of food in the intestinal mucosa. This is the intestinal mucosa, right? You know very well, small intestine have very small human but various millions of microvilli, finger-like projection, which help in the digestion as well as absorption. Maximum digestion and maximum absorption takes place with the help of villi. These are the villi present in the intestinal mucosa. Then the digestive food material. This is the digestion or this is the absorption about the ion, sodium ion. You know very well about the sodium. Sodium is present in the salt and it is very important for the signal transmission in your brain. So this sodium is absorbed by the active transportation through the intestinal mucosa with the help of active. This is the intestinal mucosa, this is the villi. These are present in the absorbed food material. This sodium material with the help of active transport enter into the intestinal mucosa. From there they help in, they are enter into the blood vessels and capillaries which are attached into the, which are connected with the intestinal mucosa, absorbed with the active transport. Active transport means we have required energy to transmit these sodium ions. Similarly, water with the help of osmosis from these intestinal mucosa enter into the blood capillaries and lymph where water is required. So this is the method of absorption of sodium ion and water, glucose, maltose and any other nutrients, for example vitamins, they are absorbed from the intestinal mucosa with the help of diffusion into the blood capillaries. Diffusion simply from the higher concentration to the lower concentration simply. So these are transmitted with the help of diffusion. What is the method of transmission of or absorption of fat molecules from the intestine into the blood capillaries or lymph, you can say that. So fat, firstly these are, for example, the fatty acid. These fatty acids, these are the complex fatty acids, are enter into the intestinal mucosa with the help of various digestive enzymes in the simplest form. These fatty acids are generally, these fatty acids, this is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, you can say that. And what is the function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum? It helps in the synthesis of lipid. So in smooth endoplasmic reticulum, these fatty acids firstly converted into the, this is the formation or this is the synthesis of triglyceride, you can say that. These fatty acids converted into triglyceride. So these triglyceride then further again with the help of various processes, chylomicron, this is the fatty molecules, fatty substances. This is the fat molecule which surrounded by water molecule. So because of this, these fatty acids dissolve in water simply. So when these fatty acids surrounded by water molecules, water molecule is called chylomicron. Then from the synthesis of triglyceride, chylomicron is synthesized. This chylomicron is passed, or you can say that with the help of phagocytosis process. You know about the phagocytosis, when your cell remove any substance exocytosis, with the help of exocytosis, this chylomicron enter into the lymph vessel. This is the lymph vessel present near the intestinal mucosa and enter into the lymph vessel simply. Right? So this is all about the absorption. Simple. Absorption of food is a very simple process because maximum complexity is occur during the digestion. So absorption is very simple process. Next is the assimilation. Assimilation is also very important. What is the meaning of assimilation? When they require food material, for example sodium, glucose, fat, these are the required food nutrient or food material. When they enter into the tissue and start their work, when they enter into the tissue, this process is called assimilation simply. From the blood and from the lymph, the digested food material when enter into the tissue, this process is called assimilation. Last is the egestion process. Egestion, during the digestion there are various food nutrients which are not completely digested or dissolved in the digested food material, digestion. Right? So these undigested food material or undigested nutrients generally pass into the large intestine, and from the large intestine they are stored in a bag-like structure, or which is the part of large intestine is called rectum, stored in the rectum. And from the rectum, when the brain is pass the signal to your rectum, then this undigested food material is passed out from the body with the help of anus, and this undigested food we will call fecal matter simply. So this is all about the mechanism of the food. One more small topic in this chapter also, malnutrition or malfunctional. Generally malnutrition means if a particular nutrient, the deficiency of particular nutrient, you can say that is called malnutrition. There are various diseases in due to malnutrition. For example, kwashiorkor, marasmus. How these disease has been done or has been occurred due to the deficiency of protein and carbohydrate. Due to the deficiency, because protein is the building block of your body. So marasmus is a disease through which bones, you can say that, and the development or growth of the body retarded, or you can say that disturbed because the deficiency of protein. So the bones are weak in the child. Both these diseases generally occur in the child stage or childhood stage only, not in adult. So maturation does not, or growth and metabolic activity does not occur properly in these children which have deficiency of these nutrients, for example protein and carbohydrate. In case of kwashiorkor, the belly of the child or children become a balloon like, it become outside very large in size, and water is stored in the stomach, water stored instead of carbohydrate. So these are due to the malfunctioning or malnutrition of carbohydrate and protein. These are the diseases. Instead of this, due to deficiency of vitamin A, we have a blindness problem, and various vitamin deficiency like vitamin C, vitamin D. All these are also vitamin also required, very important for your body development. So because of the shortage of these proteins and vitamins and carbohydrates, so many diseases grab by your body. So you can say that a well nutrient diet or balanced diet is very important for the growth and development of your body. So this is all about this chapter number 22, digestion in human being or digestive system in human being. If you have any problem, then you can ask me very frankly, and in the next lecture we will discuss on our next chapter, the respiratory system, and how this respiratory system is connected with digestive system, because during digestion we synthesize the food material in the form of glucose, and glucose is the substrate or a derivative of the food, or a substrate you can say that, which is oxidized in the presence of oxygen and give the ATP or energy, you can say that